Hi, my name is Josie Berry, and today we will be talking about extending foster care to create a better future for children in the system. Foster care. Today we are going to be talking about what foster parenting means, the requirements to become a foster parent, how long children typically stay in the foster system, what children do when they age out of foster care. We also are going to be talking about homelessness, lack of education, financial troubles, and lack of social support of children who age out of the foster system. We'll be talking about the best way to prevent these things from occurring and why foster care extension is beneficial to the child's life. So, what does foster parenting mean? As a foster parent, you're going to be providing support, a safe environment, and helping in the process of reunification between the birth parents and the child. You'll become part of a team that takes care of the child by protecting their rights, keeping them healthy, and keeping them safe as well. So this can mean that you are actively making sure they are in school. If they are sick, they go to a doctor's appointment immediately. This can mean that if they are not doing well in their classes, you are helping them get a tutor. You are also taking them to counseling, to see their case manager, um, and helping them see their parents or maybe even communicate to them every once in a while. And another huge part of foster parenting is communicating your concerns with the child, with their education, with the parents, just everything. You really have to actively communicate and be involved as a foster parent with the case manager. And like I said, you'll just be part of that team caring for that child fully. Some of the requirements for becoming a foster parent, you must be at least 21 years of age. You also need to complete a child abuse/neglect check and a criminal record check, including being fingerprinted. So this includes like your criminal records. It'll check you through the FBI, making sure that you have no record of abuse or past criminal activities, because that would sway you from being able to become a foster parent. You also need to have good physical and mental health. You really need to be able to care for yourself before you're able to take in a foster child, because they are going to be your main focus, your main concern, and your priority is on them as a foster child. You also need to have a stable income, and um, I don't think that it is required to have a spouse, but I know that they definitely recommend that. It just helps with the stable income. It helps with getting everything done, having a good schedule, etc. You also need to be willing to participate in and complete a free training and assessment process. And these assessments and trainings are not short, and you also have to keep up with them yearly. You have to redo trainings, and then they might add in some more that you need to take to be better prepared to take care of your child. Um, you also, like I said before, you'll become part of a professional team, and you have to be ready to voice opinions and concerns about the child, about the birth parents, about education, hygiene, health, doctor's appointments, everything. You have to be comfortable with that, no matter what you will be talking about. You also need to be willing to partner with the child's family. So you really have to be someone who can put things in the past and not hold a grudge against the family member for maybe neglecting a child or um, abusing them. You have to give them a second chance. You have to be open, and you really have to actively try to help in the reunification process and letting the child have the right to see and speak to their birth parents. So, how long do children typically stay in foster care? On average, a child will stay about 13 months with a foster family. Mainly around 13 months is because that's how long the court cases and process takes. You also have to have meets with the parent and kind of help again with the reunification process. And Missouri is all about reunification. That is the number one goal of foster care. Um, Foster care is not, the first goal is not adopting the child. It is definitely to reunify the child with the parent, the birth parent. And there obviously are circumstances where the child will not, under any circumstances, go back with the birth mother or father. But in Missouri, especially, that is the number one priority. Um, and however, some children will stay until they are legally able to be emancipated and are able to live independently. And we'll get into that more in just a few seconds. So, aging out of foster care. Aging out in Missouri is actually set at the age of 21, but there are states such as Texas and the age of 16 that a child can be emancipated. So, this means that child can just go and live on their own and have their own life and live independently and take care of themselves without help from the foster system. So this is the transition of having the foster care in control to then living independently, like I had just said. And there obviously can be many challenges with this, especially with children of 16 going to live independently. So 31 to 46% of these children that age out of the foster system actually end up being homeless at least once by the age of 26. Um, there's also troubles with finances, drugs and alcohol, and all sorts of things. I mean, imagine yourself leaving your home at 16 and having no social support, nothing of that manner. You are on your own. I mean, that would be extremely tough. You would have to find a job that pays very well, but at the age of 16, you also are supposed to still be in high school and getting your education. So there is lack of education happening with these children that are aging out too young. And so my solution that I brought up is foster care extension. So I love that Missouri has the aging out at age 21. I think that is great. But I definitely don't think that they should totally be kicked out at 21. I think that it should definitely be a talk with the case manager and making sure this child has a place set up to live, has a income that is stable, has an education started, or if they're not going to college or something, just that they have a really good financial standing and have a full-time job to where they can care for themselves. I think that foster care extension is just amazing, and I think that it needs to be pushed for in all states. It's just amazing, and it just really sets the child up for success.